Yep. Where are they? Gonzalo is here. Yes. So, Noelia, I could easily read your homework, no problems. Your handwriting is not that bad. And
Hello, teacher. Sorry.
oh, Noelia, hello.
Hello.
So let's check the homework
Hello.
first. Yes.
Hello, teacher.
Hey, Alejandro.
Sorry, teacher, I couldn't do the homework.
Yes, I read your response in the group. Mm. So 1.11. Okay, I'm gonna play the audio. 1.11.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes,
We need
please.
to we need to complete like part like the line B with
Uh-huh.
the conversation.
Mm. You're talking about exercise 4 or 5?
Yes.
In exercise 4, you're supposed to think about what could be say in this situation.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Yeah. That's
What
what I
could be
did.
his response? Yeah, and you did the right thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Intermediate. Dear, 1.11.
1.11 Making the right noises.
My grandfather hasn't been too well lately.
Oh dear.
He's 79, but he's always on the go. Don't you think at his age he should slow down a bit?
Absolutely.
But he won't listen to me. He says he wants to enjoy his life to the full.
Fair enough.
Last summer, he went on a 2-week cycling holiday in France.
Oh, you're kidding.
We're going to give him a big party for his 80th birthday.
Well, that's great.
But before that, I'm going to have a word with him and tell him to take things easy.
Good for you.
Okay. So maybe they used one certain expression here, but other alternatives, other options are possible, you know. You could say alternative things here. For example, let's listen to it one more time. And Gonzalo is here. Hello, good morning from India, Gonzalo, and good evening to you.
Hi, teacher.
Good evening to you, Gonzalo. So I'm gonna play it one more time and explain that that's not the only response possible. What you're getting to hear.
1.11 Making the right noises.
My grandfather hasn't been too well lately.
Oh dear.
He's 79, but he's always on the go. Don't...
Absolutely.
But he won't listen to me. He says he...
When A says, my grandfather hasn't been too well lately, you know, B says, oh dear. Now you can clearly see, oh dear, here in sympathy, you know. There was another option as well. Oh, that's too bad. Okay. He's 79, but he's always on the go. Lovely expression, isn't it? He's always on the go. If somebody is on the go, they are active. They're not at one place. They are moving, they're doing something like, you know, the kids who have just started to walk, they're always on the go, right? Before that, they are in bed, you know, lying, they cannot move. But once they start to walk, they're always on the go. He's 79, but he's always on the go. An idiomatic expression, Gonzalo, which means to be active, to be doing something, not to sit, okay, quiet and still. It's always on the go. Don't you think at his age he should slow down a bit slow down. Here you can slow down when you're speaking, you can slow down when you're driving a car, or you could simply slow down, means you could take things a bit easy. This expression is often used in a relationship as well. When one person is moving a little too fast, going forward a little too fast, and the other person says, "Hey, can we slow down a bit?" So basically, take things easy, okay? Yeah, relax a little.
Wants to enjoy his life to the full.
Yeah, but he won't listen to me. Now, why he won't listen to me? Take a look at this expression here. He won't listen to me. Won't. Won't is will not. Okay, everybody. Will not. Won't. We often use will not or will to refer to typical behavior of people. Okay, but he won't listen to me. Are we referring to the future time, Gonzalo, with this sentence here? He won't listen to me. Are we talking about the future? Because normally will is used in the future time, to talk about the future time. Won't. Alejandro, Noelia, Gonzalo, all of you reply. What do
Oh,
we
sorry.
normally use won't listen?
For the future.
Yes, but does it refer to the future here?
No.
No.
It's like yeah,
Typical
it's like a
nature.
possibility.
No, okay, Vita. Okay, Alejandro, you're right. Possibility to a certain extent. And this is what usually the person does, Okay, you're right. And why do you think this is a possibility? Because this is what the person has been doing, okay? For example, suppose you, Alejandro, are talking to Noelia about Brenda, okay? There is something that you are unhappy about, and you say to Noelia that you should talk to her, she's been doing this. And then Noelia says, "Why don't you tell her?" You say, "She will start crying when I talk or if I talk." So it doesn't mean that she will cry. It could mean that she often does it. When you talk to her about her problems, she starts crying, okay? So she won't listen to me. She'll start crying. So it doesn't always refer to the future time.
So
Remember that.
yeah, so basically, I'm assuming that she will cry.
Yes, you're assuming because she has done this before. Okay? But he won't listen to me. He says he wants to enjoy his life to the full. Okay, enjoy your life to the full. Another expression, idiomatic expression. Okay, to enjoy your life as much as you can. And he says, fair enough. And that's a good reason. So here, fair enough. Okay. Okay. Last summer, he went on a 2-week cycling holiday in France. You're kidding. Yeah, the person was surprised here. Another response could have been, really? He didn't, like this.
Fair enough.
Last summer, he went on a 2-week cycling holiday in France.
Oh, you're kidding.
We're going to give him a big party for his 80th birthday.
Okay, we are going to give him a big party for his 80th birthday. Something nice to hear. So you should show pleasure. You should show joy.
Well, that's great.
That's great. That's fantastic.
But before that, I'm going to have a word with him and tell him to take things easy.
Good for you.
Good for you. Okay. Now, number 5. Okay, in number 5, you have some similar conversations. A says, "I just had a weekend in Paris with my boyfriend." Now, you're going to write 2 responses. One, surprise, and then pleasure. You're surprised that the person has spent a weekend in Paris with her boyfriend, and then you're happy for her. Okay, so what could you write as surprise? One of the expressions from here, maybe, as you can see.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yes.
Teacher, it can be really.
It could be really. Oh, great. Absolutely. And then pleasure. Brilliant.
That, that's amazing.
Congratulations. Yeah. Or good for you.
Mhm.
Right? Oh, congratulations. But good for you sounds better here. Okay. The context has to be taken into account as well. Yes, they all do the same job, but it doesn't mean they're exactly the same. Some are used in certain ways. So, will spaghetti bolognese be okay for dinner? Absolutely. Agreement? Of course.
Definitely.
Fine. Yeah. Pleasure.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Great.
Absolutely lovely. Yeah. Agreement and pleasure. My flight was cancelled because of a pilot's strike. Oh dear. Oh, that's too bad.
Uh,
What a pity. How awful. Sympathy, sympathy. I failed my driving test again. You didn't.
really?
Bad luck. Yeah, really? How awful. Test again. Okay. That's a shame. Number 5. We're expecting a baby. Remember, when we say that's a shame, everybody, when we say that's a shame, we are not using shame for its literal meaning. Okay. The literal meaning of shame is something else, right? So we are showing sympathy. Okay. Next. We're expecting a baby. That's amazing. Are you? Another way of showing surprise is just making a question form. Like, are you? Congratulations. So you think I should get a new job? Show agreement. Oh, that's great. No, no, absolutely. No, not that's great. You think I should get a new job? Absolutely. Definitely. Of course. I told him I never wanted to see him again. You did what? What a pity. I told him I never wanted to see him again. You did what? How awful. Okay, I'm playing 1.12 as well for you.
1.12. 1.
I just had a weekend in Paris with my boyfriend.
Did you? How fantastic.
2.
Will spaghetti bolognese be okay for dinner?
Of course, that's great.
3.
My flight was cancelled because of a pilot's strike.
Oh dear, that's a shame.
4.
I failed my driving test again.
You didn't. That's too bad.
5.
We're expecting a baby.
Really? Congratulations.
6.
So, you think I should get a new job?
Definitely. You've never been happy with your boss.
7.
I told him I never wanted to see him again.
You're kidding. What a pity.
And then, oh, you were supposed to add these lines, to continue, to further B's comments. Okay. Better luck next time. Which conversation will you, attach this response to?
Number 4.
Number 4. I failed my driving test again. You didn't. What a pity. How awful. Better luck next time. When is it due? When is it due? Which line, which conversation does it go with?
Um,
We're expecting a baby.
We are expecting a baby. Exactly. All right. And it's time to move on.
7.
7. I told him I never wanted to see him again. I always thought the two of you were so good together. Okay. I
No,
guess.
that the last was in the number
Y-
6. It's in number 6.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
should get a new job. It's time to move on. Okay. Yeah. However, okay. Yeah, right. I always thought, right, Noelia, you understand C should go with number 6, maybe, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I always thought the two of you were so good together. This seems more natural with number 7, right?
Mm,
I always thought the two of you were so good together.
Number 1.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, no. Thought. Remember, Alejandro, I always thought.
Number 7.
Yeah, I always thought the two of you were so good together. Yes, Rodrigo, number 7. It sounds perfect for number 7. I told him I never wanted to see him again. You didn't. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, what a pity. And then I always thought the two of you were so good together. Yeah. Will you get your money back? Yeah, here.
3.
Number 3,
Number
my
3.
flight was cancelled because
Number
of a
3.
pilot's strike. It's one of my favorites. But
Number
specifically,
2.
number
Number
2,
2.
spaghetti for dinner conversation. What was the weather like? Yeah,
1.
Paris. Number 1.
1.
Okay, let's listen to 1.13 as well then.
1.13. 1.
I just had a weekend in Paris with my boyfriend.
Did you? How fantastic. What was the weather like?
Did you? How fantastic. What was the weather like?
2. Will spaghetti bolognese be okay for dinner?
Of course. That's great.
Mm.
It's one of my favourites.
Of course, that's great. It's one of my
3.
favorites.
My flight was cancelled because of a pilot's strike.
Oh dear. That's a shame. Will you get your money back?
You get your money back.
4.
I failed my driving test again.
You didn't. That's too bad. Better luck next time.
5.
We're expecting a baby. Really? Congratulations! When is it due?
6.
So, you think I should get a new job?
Definitely. You've never been happy with your boss. It's time to move on.
7.
I told him I never wanted to see him again.
You're kidding. What a pity. I always thought the two of you were so good together.
1.13.
Okay, great. Practice the conversation. So, do you think you will be able to, reproduce the responses from B? If you can, if you have already got it to your memory, then I guess I can put you in the breakout room where you can practice. But if you're not sure, I'm going to share the audio files with you, and maybe I can ask you to do this tomorrow. Okay? So, first, I'm going to share the audio files 11, 12, and 13. And then maybe tomorrow you guys can practice the conversation in the breakout room with more confidence. What do you say?
Yes.
Okay, then there you are. The audio files are in the group now, and we can move on to the writing section here. Last Sunday, work with a partner, have a conversation about a good or bad day you've had. Yes, after that, after this. So first of all, I've shared with you 1.11, 12, and 13. I would definitely expect you to listen to them and think about the reactions, the responses you hear. compare them with the responses in your mother tongue. Do you give the same kind of responses or different? And this will help you understand things better. Whenever you learn a new language, just compare it to your own language. Is it similar? Is it different? It gives you a different perspective, and it also helps you remember things for better and longer, you know? Okay, so let's see. We have another writing section we have here. Describing a person, facts and opinions. Yeah, right. A lot of grown-ups can't differentiate between facts and opinions. He is a good singer. Is it a fact or opinion? What do you think? He's a good singer. Is it a fact or an opinion?
An opinion.
He is an opinion. He's a singer. What about that?
Fact.
Yeah, so most of the adjectives just express opinions.
Teacher, but informal writing, when you actually state something in an essay, you are actually stating that as a fact and not actually as an opinion, right?
In informal writing, in informal,
Yeah.
essays, you
Okay.
you do.
Mm.
So
Okay.
here, think of someone in your family. Think of someone in your family. When you write an essay, you are allowed to express both. You are allowed to write facts. You are allowed to write your opinions as well. It's not that you can't do one of the two. You can, absolutely. Sometimes they ask you to write in favor of something. Sometimes they ask you against something. Then you have to just follow the instruction. Okay, maybe they give you a topic which you personally disagree with. Okay, the statement, but they ask you to write in favor of that statement. Okay, for example, they say climate change is a hoax. Write in favor. Okay, now they are asking, they're trying to just see how persuasive you are, how you can fight for your case, how convincingly you argue, because maybe most people will not really think that climate change is a hoax. It's a reality. But if they're asking you to write, in some exams, they do that. They just want to see how persuasive you are, how convincing you are with your arguments. So they might ask you to do something silly. Okay. We often have that kind of thing in a group discussion here in India. There are some exams where you have to qualify the exams, and then there is an interview round as well. And there is a third thing where they put 10 people together and they say, have a discussion, have a debate on a topic. Okay. And basically, they try to see how well you communicate, how well you lead the group, and how convincing and persuasive you are with your arguments, how you deal with disagreements, all these things. So they can give you any silly topic there. Okay, think of someone in your family and write 3 sentences about them. Oh, interesting. Think of someone in your family. This is all about family, this unit. Family, family, family. Think of someone in your family and write 3 sentences about them. Guys, would you like to write down 3 sentences about someone in your family? And later you have to read your sentences aloud to the rest of the class as well. Okay. Would you like to do it? Or just say it out loud?
Yeah, I just say it out loud.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Like it could be facts or opinions.
Yeah, anything. Think of someone in your family. Write 3 sentences about them.
Okay. My sister is sometimes no, my sister likes listening to my music, my type of music. My brother
About the same person. Think of someone in your family
oh,
and write 3 sentences about them. The same person. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
My sister doesn't feel cold when it's really cold. And my sister wants always candies and chocolates.
Thank you, Noelia. Alejandro.
My father is a biologist who always he wants me to do my best effort in my life, in every aspect of my life. He um he likes he likes listening to old music from the 1970s and 1980s.
Lovely.
And last uh, finally he did everything by all means to basically to to get it to get into Canada.
Right.
And he,
Well done, Alejandro. Thank you. Rodrigo, think of someone in your family and say 3 sentences out loud about them. We are skipping the writing thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking the sentence where, for example, um, my mom and I uh, have shared a lot of watching horror movies for years. Yeah.
keep, keep going.
I don't know. I'm thinking. Yeah.
I can understand. Gonzalo, do you think you are ready?
Just a sec.
Go ahead.
My friend is a very creative person and always has original ideas for any situation. He has short, curly hair and his eyes are black.
Okay. Well done, Gonzalo. Well, I'm going to go so that Rodrigo gets a little more time. Um, My daughter is a 15-year-old girl studying in class 11th, preparing for a very big exam 2 years later. In 2 years' time, she is going to do a very big exam. It will be very, very crucial for her life. I see a lot of similarities between her and my personality. The best thing about both of us, I think, is we don't mind accepting when we are wrong. But when we are not sure we are wrong, we fight tooth and nail, for our case. We argue a lot. But once we realize we're wrong, we just shut up and we accept it. We do not allow our ego to come in between. Yeah. Okay. Fight tooth and nail means to fight fiercely. Okay. Fight tooth and nail. That is an idiom in English. Fight tooth and nail. Okay. So, Rodrigo, do you have more to add? Interestingly, Gonzalo did not talk about his mom because Rodrigo had started talking about her. Otherwise, Gonzalo would have also said something about his mom if he had got the first chance to speak, I guess. This can't be a coincidence that, Radia, you talked about Brenda, Alejandro talked about his dad, and Rodrigo talked about his mom, and I talked about my daughter. I think when somebody asks you a question like this, subconsciously you choose your favorite person to talk about, isn't it? The person you are closest to. Now, which relative did you choose? Why did you choose that person? Did you write about their character, their appearance, or both? Yeah, I went mainly with the character, right? What did you talk about, Noelia? You talked about Brenda's character as well, that she loves chocolate and stuff. She doesn't feel cold. Okay, personality, right? Uh, we didn't talk about the appearance much, right? Alejandro also talked about his father's character, mainly. And Gonzalo added some information about his friend's appearance, and he talked about a friend instead of a family member. But I can understand why he chose to talk about his friend. As I said, Rodrigo had already mentioned about his mother. So interesting, how similar we are in a way. Psychologists have really understood, the way we think, I guess. Otherwise, I mean, we are all different people, but we all thought in a very similar way. Okay, character, we talk about the character more, right? And not so much about the appearance when we talk about our favorite person somehow. Okay, perhaps because we value that thing more than their face, than their appearance. Read the description of crazy Uncle Joe. Which sentence describes the writer's opinion of him? Okay. Let's read about his appearance. Okay. Let's read first. You go the first paragraph, 1 to 5, lines 1 to 5, Noelia, and then we will keep moving like that. Go ahead, Noelia, read.
Yeah, of all my relatives, I like my Uncle Joe the best. He is my mother's much younger brother. He was only 9 when I was born, so he's been more like a big brother to me than an uncle. He's in his mid 20s now, and he's always such good to be with.
It's fun to be with. Yeah, thank you. Alejandro, you go from 5 to 10.
He studied at a drama school in Liverpool, and then he moved to London a year ago to try his luck in the theatre. He shares a flat with 3 other would-be actors, and he works as a waiter and a part-time DJ. He passionate about his music.
Thank you.
Teacher,
Rodrigo.
sorry,
Yes, yes.
sorry. When on the line number 3, when this person says like a big brother to me, yeah, in that kind of situation, like I get confused if I say 4 or 2. Like, how do I know that?
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's a genuine confusion actually. He's been more like a big brother for me. He's been more like a big brother to me. Okay. Actually, both can be used and they both are correct. But what do I say? Maybe the nuances are different a little bit. Okay. The nuances change slightly. Okay, he's more like a big brother for me. He's more like a big brother to me. Good question, Alejandro. You know, I mean, yes, some people will say 4 as well, but the thing is the nuances. I guess you will develop a feeling for it. Look, um, 4 and 2. This is an interesting question here. I mean, it's not that if you use 4, you will be wrong, Alejandro. Remember that, okay? They're both correct, but they feel differently. And how do I explain the difference? Let me think about it, okay? Give me a few minutes. When I, think of an
Yeah.
answer, I'll just respond, okay? Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good question. Thank you, Alejandro. Good for bringing it up. Okay. Rodrigo, go ahead and read from It's number 10 to 15, Rodrigo.
10 to 15, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's called house music, and it's a kind of electronic dance music. When he DJs, he goes completely wild, waving his arms and yelling at the crowd. Everybody catches his enthusiasm. He's absolutely brilliant, and I'm proud that he's my uncle. Sorry. Also, I think he's really good looking. He's quite tall with sandy colored hair and twinkly, dark brown eyes.
Okay, Gonzalo, take it from here.
He's had lots of girlfriends, but I don't think there is anyone particularly special at the moment. He has a great relationship with his flatmates. They are always laughing and joking together. He knows how to have fun, but he's also an extremely caring person. I can talk to him about all kinds of problems that I could not discuss with my parents. He's very understanding of someone my age.
Mhm. Very nice. Next, we will go back to you, Noelia.
Okay. He works hard and he plays hard. He's had lots of auditions for various thea- thea- theatrical
Uh-huh. Theatrical, yes.
theatrical roles. He
Uh-huh.
hasn't had much luck yet, but I'm sure that one day he'll be a highly successful actor.
Okay.
I think he's really. Do I continue?
Where did you reach?
A successful actor.
Successful actor. Okay. So we have finished.
I think he's really talented, but he says he doesn't want to be rich or famous. He just wants to prove to himself that he's a good actor.
Okay. Do you also feel confused here, Alejandro? Prove to himself or prove for himself?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Good. Mm. Well, first, I'm gonna answer your question in a bit. The writer likes Uncle Joe, but is critical of his way of life. The writer admires everything about Uncle Joe. Which statement shows his attitude, the writer's attitude here? You guys read, the writer likes Uncle Joe, but is critical of his way of life, or the writer admires everything about Uncle Joe?
Um,
There wasn't
mm,
there wasn't one word of criticism, was there?
no.
So clearly, this text doesn't criticize his way of life at all. The writer admires everything about Uncle Joe because from line 1 to line 25, there are only good things, right, about Uncle Joe here. So when we read, we can easily understand the attitude of the person writing, by the choice of the words. Okay, he has a great relationship with his flatmates. I can discuss anything. I could discuss anything with him. I could tell him all kinds of problems, things that I cannot discuss with my parents. He's very understanding. Okay, he doesn't want to be rich or famous. He just wants to prove to himself that he is a good actor. I'm sure that one day he'll be a highly successful actor. So I don't see one word of criticism. So we can't really agree with this. The writer likes Uncle Joe, but is critical of his way of life. For that, the text has to be different. So clearly, the writer admires everything about his Uncle Joe or her Uncle Joe. All right. The text consists of factual descriptions and personal opinions. You have to underline, okay, the facts, and you have to write dotted lines, to show which lines are personal opinions. So let's do it in your head. Which lines are opinions and which lines are facts, guys? Now, coming back to that question, um, to me and for me and to himself or for himself. Well, um, for shows purpose, doesn't it, Alejandro? Purpose.
Yeah,
For,
it's similar to say because, right?
it's more to say,
It's like in some cases it's like for is like saying because, or am I
uh,
right?
for is used for because in formal writing, but when you say for somebody, when you say for somebody or for something, then it is the purpose, that person gets for example, these biscuits are for you, not at all to you, right? These biscuits are for you, so you can consume them, right? This gift is for you, it is not for another person. So for is used for purpose. to is used for connection. To shows the connection, not the purpose. Okay? Now, when I say, okay, something is or somebody is for you, then you can use or consume or something, because it is for you. I'm here for Mr. XYZ. I'm here for Mr. XYZ. So it means maybe I need to talk to Mr. XYZ. Mr. XYZ needs me or something. All right. But to shows the connection. So he, like I said, the nuances change, When you say he's like a big brother for me, okay? So to in a certain way, maybe in English, okay, in our languages, in every other language that we speak, I think for sounds very much the same, but because we are talking about the connection here, so he's like a big brother to me, that kind of connection, okay. He acts like a brother, big brother, okay. So to sounds more natural to show that connection. For makes it sound like, like I said, purpose. So I'll stay with to for this reason that, it shows the connection. And here, when we see he just wants to prove to himself. So here it is an easy option because it's a fixed expression. Prove to somebody. It's a fixed expression. So wherever to is a fixed part of the expression, it's easy. All you have to do is see it a few times there and you will learn and start using it. Okay. When it comes to doing something, so this to is also fixed, part of the fixed expression. When it comes to handling criticism, when it comes to handling criticism, he is pathetic. Okay. When it comes to handling criticism, he is pathetic. So to is just part of this expression. I think mainly you are confused here in sentences like this, which is natural. Maybe in your mother tongue you use for instead of to, because it is the same in my language. He's like a big brother to me. In Hindi, when I speak Hindi, instead of to, I translate it with the literal meaning of for, para. I think you do the same. Do you use para for instead of to? He's like a big brother to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what confuses you. That's exactly what confuses you. Because in English, to and for are both used for the meaning para. I have another example. Alejandro, you are here. How do you say that? You are here?
In Spanish,
Yeah, in Spanish.
tú estás aquí.
Tú estás aquí para aprender inglés.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. Right.
Okay. So in English, naturally you would like to think, I'm here for learning English,
Yeah.
right? But in English, there is this thing, 2 plus V1, and we call it to infinitive for purpose. So whenever somebody does something to achieve a purpose, okay, we use 2 plus V1. I'm here instead of for learning English to learn English. I'm here to learn English. Rodrigo Gonzalo, this is important because in English we have this, okay? This is typical of English, a unique idea. I mean, in your language, you have something else. You don't have this 2 plus V1 idea. So I will ask you some questions. Answer. Why do we go to bed, Alejandro? Why do we go to bed?
To sleep.
To sleep. Yeah, you are using to sleep, not for sleeping, right? Because it sounds correct when you are new to English, when you are a beginner or an elementary learner, when your English is not very good. For sleeping sounds good, right? Because you think it is the same as you say it in your language. But in English, we don't say for sleeping. We say to sleep. Rodrigo, why do you go to the church?
To the what? Sorry,
Why do you go to the church?
church.
Yes, do you go to the church? Why do you go there? Why do people go there? Why do people go there?
I don't know what is church.
Okay. Noelia, how do we say a church in Spanish?
Iglesia.
Iglesia.
Yeah.
Rodrigo, a place where you
Iglesia.
worship.
Not so.
You're not familiar with the concept? Are you not Christian?
No, yeah, but I don't know how to say the word in English.
Church. CHURCH.
No, yeah, but
The
the
answer.
answer.
Oh, worship, pray. You could answer
Yeah,
in
maybe
Spanish.
pray.
Yeah. Why do you go to the church?
To pray.
To pray. Got it. To pray, to worship. Okay. Why do you go to school, Gonzalo?
To study.
To study. Alejandro, in these situations where you are using a verb, okay, to can be used for the purpose, okay? For example, why do we go to the supermarket?
To shop.
To shop, to buy things. So here TO2 is used instead of para, which is for literally, okay? But in English grammar says you shouldn't use. However, Alejandro, if you're talking about things and their purpose, both the options are available. This switch is for turning on the fan. This switch is for turning on the fan. Because we are not talking about the purpose of a person, okay? The purpose of a thing can be expressed both ways, 2 plus V1 or 4 plus V4. Let me explain again. These spoons are to eat sweets with, okay? Or these spoons are for eating sweets with, okay? So you're going to use these spoons to eat sweets, okay? So the spoons are for eating sweets, the spoons are to eat sweets, understand? So both the options are correct because you're talking about things, not people. I'm here to mop the dining table. I'm here to clean the dining table, okay? Purpose of a person. So purpose of a person is different and purpose of a thing is different in English. Okay. And when you're talking about the purpose of a person, 2 plus V1 is the option. 4 plus V4 is not. Okay. Somebody is in hospital and you're going to see them, not for seeing them. Remember, you go to see them. You're not going for seeing them. All right. So that's the point. One big confusion that people often have here. When you're talking about purpose of a person, we use 2 plus V1. We call it to infinitive for purpose. Okay. And yes, Alejandro.
So basically, this so saying for seeing when you're talking about the person, that's not grammatically correct, or we don't usually say it in English.
Now, it's not grammatically correct either because for purpose, we need to use 2 plus V1. However, in a certain way, you can say it is grammatically correct in a certain way because after for, because for is a preposition, you're using the verb, fourth form of the verb, which makes it right. But the use is wrong. The expression is right, but the use is wrong. Do you understand what I mean? For doing something is correct, but you cannot
For
use
example,
it.
okay.
Go on.
For example, if I use it when writing, it could be look like if it's actually it's grammatically correct, but doesn't sound like normal, right?
Again. Grammatically correct. The phrase itself is grammatically correct because you're following the grammar rule. You're putting a preposition, and after that, you're writing a V4, which makes it grammatically correct. But it should not be there. That's the point. It should not be there. Grammatically, it should not be there. What you need is 2 plus V1. Yes, Noelia.
So, what I understand is after to, you write infinitive verb or something,
Mhm.
and then after for, ing.
Yeah. Okay.
To writing, to write. No, for writing, to write.
Perfect. Perfect.
Get it?
However,
Okay.
to write shows the purpose of a person. For writing shows the purpose of a thing.
Okay, yes.
Okay. Let me see. How do I explain? It's a very complicated thing. I mean, clearly, right? And uh, what am I trying to explain? Yeah, there is a more fundamental rule, a very basic rule of English grammar, that the prepositions are used before nouns or noun equivalents. So whenever there is a preposition, any preposition, the next thing is gonna be a noun or a noun equivalent. Now, what is a noun equivalent? It could be a pronoun, or it could be the fourth form of the verb, which works as a noun. I'll tell you, I'm interested in football. In is a preposition, football is a noun. I'm interested in football. If I don't want to use football, I can use a verb, but in the fourth form. I'm interested in playing football because in is a preposition. I can say I'm interested in watching football. Again, watching because it's I'm using it after in. So after all prepositions, we use either nouns or noun equivalents. Pronouns are noun equivalents and the fourth form of the verb. Some people will say, I read 2 plus V1 is also a noun equivalent. Yes, it is. But that's why the rule. After prepositions, you don't use 2 plus V1. It is true that 2 plus V1 can be a noun equivalent. Let me explain. Shakespeare wrote, to err is human. He wrote, to err is human. It means it is okay for human beings to make mistakes. To err is human. It is in the nature of human beings to make mistakes. Give me a second. To err is human. A famous line from Shakespeare. Okay, now see, what is the subject here? To err. To err is the subject, right? And a subject has to be a noun or a noun equivalent. So yes, 2 plus V1 can be used as a noun equivalent, but not after prepositions. After prepositions, we have only two options. We have a preposition, any preposition, okay? And then we will follow it with a noun, a pronoun, or a V4. As simple as that. And there are some grammar questions asked, because TO2, okay, TO2 works as a preposition and TO2 works as part of the to infinitive as well. So when to is a preposition, we will follow it with nouns. We will follow it with pronouns. And we will follow it with V4 when it is a preposition. But when it is a to infinitive, part of to infinitive, you will use TO, 2 plus V1 always, guys. And this is usually used to talk about purpose. Infinitive or purpose. This is what we call it. I'm going to Tanzania to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. What is my purpose? I'm going to Tanzania to climb Kilimanjaro. Okay.
Yeah.
Coming to India. to see the Taj Mahal. That's the purpose. Okay. I'm going to the jail to visit a friend of mine. Okay. Or I'm going to the hospital to see a friend of mine. Okay. So this is the purpose, 2 plus V1. And when you talk about to somebody or for somebody, both are possible, both are possible, but for somebody shows that the whatever it is, purpose it shows. To shows connection rather than the purpose. Okay, and this is a little confusing. Slowly and slowly, there I don't think I can tell you anything more. Maybe there will be certain expressions where I can give you more input. Like I said, she is a mother figure. She's a mother figure. Now, what do I use? To or for? Which do I go with? So for connection, we use to. She's a mother figure to me. Okay. She's like a mother to me. She is like a mother. Okay. It's not that she fulfills a purpose or something. Okay. I'm talking about the emotional connection, the way she makes me feel. Okay. So she's like a mother to me. And again, slowly, it will just become your habit. It will become your habit. You'll stop thinking about it. For will make you feel like the purpose. Now, here is a sentence. Open the door. And I'm giving you the options. Go ahead. Yeah, exactly. Because you need to open the door, but somebody else is doing it for you, isn't it?
That kind of expressions in Canada are so like when they say do this for me.
Yes.
Really,
Easy.
really common. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
easy. It's easy to recognize. Yeah.
Yep. So, and when you think about the relation, then, okay. Sometimes to me is used in the at the beginning of the sentence, and it has a meaning. It means in my opinion. Okay. To me, is often used to show it is your opinion. To me, climate change is a hoax. Okay. Now, this person is saying, in my opinion, climate change is not a reality. To me, climate change is a hoax. Somebody else will say, to me, climate change is a reality, a big threat to the existence of humans. Okay. So to me is often used to suggest this is my opinion. Okay. So slowly and slowly, you will keep adding phrases with the word to your lexicon. And this is how, you will start to feel more confident. This word, by the way, let me tell you, when I was a young boy, I often thought, can someone tell me where to use to? And I didn't know that to it in itself is not a word. It just comes with some other words. Okay. So you basically need to learn other words and then understand the use of to. When I was a kid, I thought just somebody has to tell me where to use to. A lot of Indians feel clueless about the use of to. We fail to understand how it appears and disappears because it doesn't exist in our language. There is no equivalent to, except for in this case. Mm, Actually, now we don't have to. There is no direct equivalent to two in our language. We have one for four. Like you do. You have para. We have kelie, and that's it. Okay. So, fine. I guess what we are gonna do for tomorrow. Just a second. Yep. I guess you can do a little bit of this. You could read the text, maybe use a pencil, to put the dotted lines and the straight lines, underline the sentences which are facts, and dotted line to highlight the personal opinions, and then mention those sentences, underline words and phrases which describe his physical appearance, his character, his past life, his current lifestyle. I mean, I would like you to do exercise 4, 5, and 6. Okay. And don't forget to do exercise 6. Very important, because we are going to talk about the use of these adjectives and adverbs. So I'm sharing the page with you. I'll see you tomorrow. I would like you to do 4, 5, and 6. And I would prefer you guys to put your homework in the group, okay, before the class starts. Um, Rodrigo and Gonzalo, if it is not too much of a hassle, if it is not too much of a trouble for you guys, then please put your homework in the group, okay? So that I can, in my free time, take a look at the answers. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Yep. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow, teacher.
Bye-bye. Good night. Bye-bye.